Okay, now you could stop being loud. Hello. We're here to talk about aliens. Okay. Aliens. Now, first off, we're gonna start with a easy question for you. Do you believe in aliens?
I don't want to.
You don't want to believe in aliens?
I'm terrified, actually. I'm terrified.
Why? Because of like Hollywood depictions of them, or because you think they might be in charge of things, or do you think they might be like infiltrating your life, or do you think they might be watching you at all times, or what?
I don't want to think about it as that. The possibility of any of that and the chances of it, it terrifies me.
Yeah. Well, let's put aside the terrifiedness and just think about it.
Because it's like, okay, if anything, like, I don't know, it's just, all of that terrifies me, because they could eat you if they want to. You never know.
Yeah.
It doesn't put my mind at ease when I think alien.
This conversation is going to make you a lot worse off. So be prepared for that. So do you think it's a possibility that they're here, or do you think it's only a possibility that they're out there somewhere, or not at all?
I mean, I heard some stories people say about in the mall, some tall creature, and the police came. There was like the SWAT team and police
you
car,
heard about that one?
and they said it was teenagers, and they're like, why would you call all these police
the police in the police station, like 44 some officers to one location? Yeah, that one was odd. Yes. Okay. So do you think that's real?
I think that there was definitely something, and it wasn't teenagers, and they're hiding something. I don't know. I definitely think that there's something that they're hiding. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, I don't know. The whole thing terrifies me. just to think of the what ifs, and if that's true, then there is a lot you could fear.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
it's one of those things that weighs on my mind a lot. All these subjects weigh on my mind a lot, and I think about them a lot. And I listen to podcasts, and I listen to people, I listen to experts, and I listen to I try not to listen to the crazies because they're crazy, but you never know if they're actually crazy or if they're actually just had some crazy shit going on in their life, But so according to experts that have very high security clearances, the United States, Russia, and China all have crashed spacecraft that are not from this world, that they're back engineering to various degrees, and bodies of things.
I don't know. My mind is all confused because it's just like the topic is like, what if there was a scientist who experimented and it went wrong?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sure there have been cases, but who knows? We'll never know. But there are people with high security clearances that have said yes, that they do have that. To these journalists that are big in the community, that have gotten videos of UFOs from military operations and military satellites and military things, and there's a bunch of researchers that have a bunch of military people, especially in the oceans, like Navy people. Apparently the Navy people are the biggest they're stood out here all the time. And they've seen big craft coming out of the water without displacing the water. so the water doesn't move around when they go in and out. They just go in and out.
Mm-hmm.
That which makes people think that like they're interdimensional, or they have a technology that they know how to do that. Apparently, I'm like going in like 50 different directions. I apologize, but this is how my brain works. Apparently, in a vacuum, like a drop of water, how it splashes.
Mm-hmm.
In a vacuum, a drop of water doesn't splash; it just goes. And I'm like, I wonder if they if they don't displace water because they make a vacuum around it, and that's how they get around without displacing anything or making a sound, because you can't hear anything in a vacuum because there's nothing there. And I was like thinking about that. I just saw that the other day. I just wanted to put it out here. Somebody run with that. But there's like tales of UFOs from like the 1700s of this UFO coming out of the water and like zapping people and like going down just like the beach and kind of like going into like the land and just like zapping people and killing them. There's also this Russia incident where a UFO lands in like the forest, and these Russian military guys come up to investigate, and they get turned into stone. It's like documented.
Medusa.
Yeah, it's like a Medusa alien. Yeah. There's all these like stories, and there's this like one guy that I was listening to talk about how he thinks that there's like several like underwater bases or underwater areas where they're kind of at, like in Puerto Rico and off the coast of California, in Mesa, apparently.
Do you think that's what that says?
What does it say?
I'm just reminding myself for a topic because now you're asking all these questions about
about
these guys.
These guys in particular, little tootsies.
Yeah.
What's that?
Especially that movie we saw with the whole alien, where there was like it attached and got into people's body and like ripped people apart.
I don't recall this.
And then it was like this family that was trying to survive together, and they got in a fridge at the end of the movie. Is all I remember. At the end of the movie, they got into a fridge and they set the house on fire to blow up the alien.
Oh, I do remember that. I just don't remember anything about that movie except for that part.
It is.
Okay. That's what I was talking about. I had to remind myself what the fuck I was talking about. Can you stop pushing this thing down, please, sir? Thank you. So, back 90s-ish. I think it was 90s. It might have been early 2000s. It might have been a little bit earlier. It might have been a little bit later. I don't really know. I don't really care. It doesn't really matter. There was discussion in like the government about disclosing aliens to the public. Like little leaks and little like tales of like army people and like high officials saying that we have things and whatnot. Those are all like been out recently. But like back a decade, 2, 3, 4 ago, they were discussing it in like the White House of if they should disclose, like how would they and should they? And it was discussed, and it was said ultimately, like everybody like walked in there was like, yeah, totally, you should totally discuss that, disclose that. And then by the time that all the like the people that they asked, like all like the high level like people and people with special interests of that, they were like, no, you probably shouldn't disclose it. And they were like, because they've gotten, ships, and they've back engineered it. They've been trying to back engineer it, but not everybody got parts of the ships, or everybody got access to the ships. There's like one or two companies maybe that got access to the ships, and if Company A got parts of a UFO and tried to back engineer it, Company B didn't. Company B would try to sue Company A because they got special, like, permissions from the government that Company B didn't get. Company B would also probably sue the government. That would be a whole catastrophe of like a lot of people suing a lot of people. And then there's the whole like, oh, I just had it and I just lost it. Oh boy. People panicking and whatnot and going crazy, and like so many people have like been like persecuted for like their belief in aliens and whatnot, and there just be a whole bunch of chaos. Like people, who knows what people would think. Also, that's another thing that I wanted to talk about. The aliens. There's so many reports of like aliens.
You're fucking with me. You too.
Yeah, there's so many reports of aliens like being around nuclear missile silos and shutting them down. Like they can just they see them fly around and then their equipment doesn't work anymore. They can't like launch anything. And they also follow like Navy ships that have nuclear things in them and submarines, and they will turn the whole ship off. No comms, no electricity, you can't do anything. Like they'll just like fly around it and their ship will be just stopped. So like obviously that's not good if they wanted to fuck with us. Like a lot of people think that like they're just observing, kind of watching us like a zoo, like a TV show, something like that. They're just like observing, probably because like they're so advanced, so they're just like, look at these guys, they're trying to figure it out, good for them. Some people think that they're like doing nefarious things, but they haven't done anything nefarious, obviously, or else we actually know. But like they seem to be just watching and just be able to like become invisible or let us see them. And some people think that the crashed any UFO crashings are like a donation. Like, here you go, try to figure that out, see if you can get advanced like us. Like that's what people like think. They think they're donations. And there's like lots of government programs about like aliens and like retrieval. There's like a whole retrieval program. There's a whole like whatever that has to take it, find it, take it, and whatever. There's just like crazy case. What?
Where do they live?
What? Who? Aliens?
Mm-hmm.
No say. There are people that think that they live among us. There are more like seemingly credible people that think that they live in like bases under the sea, which is what I was talking about when you were writing this. Like in like
I was trying to write mermaid.
North of like Puerto Rico or like outside of California. And because you believe in mermaids, we're gonna talk about that on our next episode. We can talk about that on our next episode. But there's been so many sightings in the northeast of the U.S. and in somewhere in like Britain, and I think in like India or something like that. There's so many sightings right there that they think that they have bases in like these locations. And they're always following like military operations, probably to see if we've made any leaps in technology, and to see if we've like figured out any of their shit, probably. Because back in I think he said back in like 1970, like before 1970, like you would see like UFOs in the daytime. There would be lots of reports of UFOs in the daytime, and then as our technology got better and we could like see them and kind of study them, like you would only only like 30% of the sightings would be in daytime. Everything else would be at nighttime. They're like hiding from us. They're like just watching, just being present, just making sure that we don't blow ourselves up with nuclears, hopefully. If anything goes to shit in the world, hopefully aliens got our back. Because there's so many documentations of them just cutting the power to all this stuff. But anyway, so I definitely believe, and I definitely think that they can disclose it. But how would they disclose it? How would they keep everybody happy?
Well, they can, because they would never. They would never. There's so many things that they're like, oh, but then we should tell them this. Probably there's something else that they need to tell us. And there's so much that they're not telling us.
Yeah. They probably lied so much about it that they can't break one thing that they've lied about, because then there's like 50 questions about other things that they've lied about. And that's probably one of the things that they came up with about why they can't disclose. But like, if they just wanted to just focus on aliens and disclosing that, and like anything, like they'd have to be like, well, you like yeah, they just can't, because it's like, well, company B, you can't sue us or company A because sorry. They wouldn't get away with that. Like it'd be so bad. But it's like, come on, just tell us.
I get that, and again, I just think that they wouldn't, due to like other questions that would probably come with that.
Yeah.
They because people can't focus on just one thing. Their mind's gonna start flipping and think another thing. That's
so true, and that's probably why we don't and probably won't have disclosure ever, because of that exactly right there. And that's why like every president that goes into office is like, I'm gonna find aliens, I'm gonna tell you about them, and then just goes as soon as they're in, because why someone in there is like, you ain't saying shit. You ain't saying shit. Oh, okay, I guess I ain't saying shit. That's cool, fine. Yeah. But yeah, so I totally believe, I've always believed that there had to be some sort of aliens out there somewhere. There's so much in the universe. Oh my god. Another thing. Like the universe is so big. Like they just like recently discovered with the James Webb telescope, the James Webb telescope, the big honeycomb looking telescope that they put out there that's like really far away, that sees really fucking far away. It's a big telescope. It's new. It's like 2 years old. Super awesome telescope. Sees so clearly.
I think he used it.
I would be awesome. Anyway, it sees everything so nice and clear and does really good. And it's like discovering galaxies that are fully formed before galaxies were supposed to be fully formed, according to like the Big Bang Theory. You know the Big Bang Theory, right? Not the TV show. But they say that like the Big Bang might be,
I mean, the theme song explains it. That's how I think of it. Like his song's playing in my head right after you said that.
But they think that the Big Bang might not have happened, or might not have happened 13.9 billion years ago, like they originally thought, because there's so many galaxies that like reach beyond that point that they can see that are like, well, that shouldn't be there. And they could, there's like about the background, the background radiation, microwave background radiation, I think it's called. It's supposed to be like the remnants of the Big Bang at like a couple 100,000 years into the universe. It's either when like the stars turned on, or it's just like the shock wave hitting and something. I don't know, but that's what the microwave background radiation is supposed to be. and it's supposed to be from the Big Bang, but they think it might actually just be from the undiscovered galaxies that are out there, and that's creating the radiation and like the pockets of nothing and the pockets of like a lot. It's like a lot of galaxies are here, and like there's not a lot of galaxies here, and it's like all like a spider web. In our galaxy, like in our universe, on our side of the universe, it's all like a spider web. And so it's probably like a spider web out there for those galaxies too. But what I was getting at is there's so many fucking like galaxies in this universe, uncountable amount, that of course there's going to be some other possibility of a blip that there's going to be like aliens living there. There's no way there's not. But how have they gotten here is always the question that I've always thought about. And like honestly, like my family is pretty sure that we saw a UFO, like a group of like 5, over on the 202, like when you're about to hit Scottsdale and go up north. Flying in like the little like river canyon right there. We saw like 4 of them, 4 silver round UFOs. We couldn't identify them. We saw them and then they were gone. It was crazy shit. I seen it with my own 2 eyes, and that stirred the pot in me.
He said, "Oh, I knew it."
I know it. Yeah. Yeah. So like I've always wondered, and I tend to believe the experts and the people with high military clearances saying that we do. So, I'm thinking we do. I just wish they'd tell us, even though it created a lot of backlash. I don't think they ever will, but I think they should. Any final thoughts for this?
I'm glad you want that. I am everything against it. I think that something crazy would happen. I don't know, that just anything can happen. I kind of feel like some are here, some aren't here.
Are you saying some are here, some aren't here because of like different dimensions, or some are here, some aren't here? Some of like the types are here and some aren't. They I'm just gonna go back into a different tangent. There's supposed to be like 7 different types of aliens. They think that like the Greys, like this guy right here, are like either like drones or cyborgs or something. Like they're not really, or like slaves type. They're just like the worker bees. And then they have like I don't know, like they have like the mantis type, and they have like they're like a praying mantis, and they have like they have like the tall Nordic ones. Have you heard about those? You'd probably like them. You'd probably like, nah.
Why?
Because they're supposed to look like really tall, like white guys with beautiful long hair.
No fucking wonder. You fuck around, you find out.
Oh God, what happened? Please tell.
No.
Please tell the class.
I'm just saying, like, because I like, no offense to the fair-skinned race, but I'm always like, your eyes are extremely blue. Gee, that's strange. But like, that's just how I feel, and that makes sense. And I wouldn't want to be like, ooh, yeah, I wouldn't want that. I don't want to be lied to.
But maybe you'd get the inside scoop and come back and tell us all what you know.
Wouldn't want to. I'm not sacrificing myself. Sacrifice someone else you don't like.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Might want to eat you for lunch later. Shit.
Yeah. There's there's this apparently Christopher Columbus. Apparently he and his shipmates saw an alien spaceship come out of the water on their trek over to here. apparently, it like it was a bright light. It just like came out of the water, hovered around. It was like big, like a football stadium size, and then it just went.
I mean, I guess when I was a kid,
crazy.
I used to have dreams about like at the gas station and like ships and things. As a kid, I used to have like reoccurring dreams like that, and it used to terrify me.
Well, I'm glad I can refuel those for you. Maybe you'll have some tonight.
No, I'm in a better space now.
That's good.
That's it.
Anyway, I'm all for disclosure, so if disclosure happens, yay. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and we'll come back to the podcast next week when we're going to talk about basically all the other conspiracies that we can think of, that I can think of, and that she can think of. And we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Oh, like usually what happens, I mean, like what I was saying, usually what happens that people who talk about this end up eventually fucking around and finding out.
Yeah. That's going to be me. I'm here to fuck around and find out. I'm going to get disappeared. If I ever get disappeared,
no,
you know what happened. It's because I took this topic up and just put it out there to the universe and to the internet. And yeah, I found out. It'd be cool if I could find out, but not disappear and find out. That would be cool. Let's not do that. FBI, CIA, and all the dark projects. Let's not.